National playoff season. So, for those that don't know me, my name is Riley. I oversee the esports program here at Grand Valley. I'm here with Hunter Gill.
Yep.
First time on the mic. Hunter is an awesome member of our club program and a Rocket League club member. And he's going to jump on the mic today and cover a really exciting match, which our entire year is really built up to, which is our Rocket League and NACE national playoffs.
Yeah.
So I guess, Hunter, at a first glance here, let's jump right into the bracket briefly, because I want to kind of frame the story of what we're looking at today. So NACE national brackets were just released this last week, and based on performance of the regular season and in the conference play, as you can see, our Grand Valley Rocket League team made it out into nationals.
Yeah.
So kind of how this works is if you had a winning record in your conference, you qualify for nationals, and then seeding committees kind of get together and based on how you did in the regular season, and then based on maybe some other results in other leagues, they'll give you a seed, and then that's how you get placed into this bracket.
Yep.
So as you can see, we're in first round of NACE national playoffs, and what this is building to here is 8 out of these 32 teams are going to qualify for a spot at the NACE Grand Finals LAN, which is at Full Sail University in Orlando, Florida. So it's the first time NACE has offered a top 8 Grand Finals, where in years past it's only the top 2 teams from each game titles that make it. So a great opportunity here, and we're going to be taking on Southern Miss. And Southern Miss has had a very, very strong Rocket League team for a couple years now. It's going to be a tough challenge facing the 14 seed as the 19 seed. I definitely considered an upset if Grand Valley pulls it off today. So what are your thoughts? Do you know anything about USM? You've heard of them before?
I've never heard of their game, like how they play, but Rocket League is one of the games that like seeding barely matters. Like we saw recently at the majors, they like almost everything got upset right off the bat.
Really?
There was tons of teams like from EU that were supposed to be NA and NA won.
Wow.
NA was showing up last weekend.
We might be smelling an upset
We could
today.
see an upset.
I like the sound of that. I also have kind of some recent news, some breaking news, which I believe Melodic is one of USM's starters, and they're not going to be playing today. So there's going to be their sub stepping in. So a bit of a change up in their roster. We'll have to see how that impacts their ceiling as a team.
And having a sub in like that, it can change how everything works, because they're playing with this third player, and having that sub in, it can change everything.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. So what's on the line tonight is a best of 5, and we're going to start in probably the next 5 or 10 minutes here, and we'll have a best of 5 Rocket League game, and the winner moves on to the second round of national playoffs, so basically the round of 16. And at that point, you're in your qualification match for the coveted top 8 LAN. So there's a lot on the line today. Basically, the entire season has built up to tonight. And, we hope we get a chance to win tonight, and that this isn't our last stream of the year.
Yeah.
So there's a lot on the line outside of just competition tonight. Yeah, so let's touch in on the players and see how they're doing, getting ready to jump into this match. You can see we're warming up here. So starting on the far left, you can see that is Alpha. Alpha is a senior here at Grand Valley. So on his way out and looking to make a splash on his way out. He's been competing for Grand Valley Rocket League teams for basically the entire time I've been here, the past 2.5 years. You can see here having some controller issues and just kind of getting ready. And if we want to jump back to that other view, we've got right in the middle there is going to be Lumi or Sam. Lumi is also graduating, so another senior graduating from this roster, and really has been a leader for this team throughout the entire year.
Oh, yeah.
And then on the far right here is our freshman phenom, Relic, who came from the high school scene last year, winning 4 state championships during his time with Linden High School's program. And, I think he's had a really great freshman year and a lot of development that we've seen from Relic and really seeing him grow his confidence and learning from some of the older members on the team.
Yeah, I think so too. He's definitely improved since high school when I played against him.
That's right. How many times did you get a chance to play with him against him in high
I
school?
think I played against him 2 or 3 times during my SEF.
Okay.
And it was an experience because it was always just him. It
Yeah.
was like his team was all really good, but it was just like I just went into it and like actually at the start of my season, my coach was, "Hey, look at Relic and do what he did." And I'm like, "I can't do that. It's just not happening."
Yeah. It's tough. I mean,
Yeah.
it's not very often you see, especially from the high school scene, which is really still developing, right? You still see, a lot of those young players are not really those up and coming players that are, making it pro.
Yeah.
We're not really seeing them playing high school esports just yet, right? But occasionally, though, you're starting to see these really strong talents, these like
Oh, yeah.
GC3, SSL level players
Yeah.
in high school and feeding right into collegiate and finding success early on.
There's multiple people that in Michigan alone there was multiple SSLs in high school.
Yeah.
And that's just crazy to me.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I want to ask you a question as somebody that plays competitive Rocket League at a high level nowadays. What are your thoughts on, when it comes to a match like this where there's a lot on the line and, you may have some things that you've done well this season, some things that you need to improve on. It's never perfect going into a match like this, but what are the important things on, both teams to find success in a match like this where the stakes are high and nerves are going to be heavy?
The biggest I don't know about other games, but Rocket League, one of the biggest things is it's the mentality of how you play this game. If your mental's thrown off even a little bit, it could just throw the whole game off. That's why upsets can happen. Because say the other team is worried about this sub, then their mental could just be gone and we could just easily win because of that.
Right.
So there's so many factors because of the mentality.
Right. So when it comes to knowing that mentality is a big factor, then what can you do? Say you're a player on this team, regardless if you're upperclassman, underclassman. What can you do going into game one to really help your team stay grounded?
One of the biggest things is you can't look at the other team and be like, "Oh, they're higher than me." You have to think, "I'm able to beat them," and try to beat them. Because otherwise, it's never gonna happen.
So confidence.
Yeah, you have to have confidence going into this game.
Yeah.
One of the biggest things is having the confidence to go for the ball when it's time and not being like, "Oh, he's gonna beat me because he's a better player."
Right.
You have to go, and sometimes you'll do it, and
Yeah.
that's how the upsets happen.
Absolutely, and I think that's what we've seen from this team all year and how they've been able to grow is being able to find their confidence. I think early on there was ups and downs, right?
Yeah.
A lot of confidence, and then struggling to find that confidence, and it's always tough to find consistent results, especially against good teams. When that's kind of your team mentality. I think we've seen a lot of growth from this team over this year on being able to stay a little bit more grounded in their mentality. One thing I would really like to see today, and kind of what we saw as a weakness that Davenport really exploited at GLIAC championships, is that backboard play. Right?
Oh, yeah.
I think you're seeing a lot of the top teams, they always have someone on the backboard, even in a situation where it feels like it's not that dangerous. The safe play, they always have their third man on the backboard.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I think that was a gap that definitely hurt Grand Valley at the GLIAC championships. It was just something Davenport consistently did well, took control of the ball off the backboard, made dangerous plays into dangerous plays coming at them, into dangerous plays against us. And then I think that's an area where Grand Valley found themselves a few times without somebody on the backboard.
Yeah, yeah.
And it made things so awkward. And it's really tough at this high level of Rocket League. If you make one mistake on rotations or one defensive mistake, other teams are going to punish you by zapping your boost. You'll lose all your momentum. You're stuck in your net. And it's just the better teams are just inevitable that they're going to score on you.
One of the biggest things about Rocket League is if one mistake happens, the other team will keep penalizing it until it goes in. I think for Val, say they get a kill, your team can still do pretty well, but in Rocket League, if you miss the ball and it goes into your corner, you can just be messed up because of it. The entire rest of the what would be the game?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's just how it works.
Just kind of snowballs.
Yeah.
Right. And I think that's what you see the best teams do so well is they find a way to they're not having a perfect touch every play, but at least they find a way to make an average or above average touch, and they're consistently putting themselves in position to make sure there's not any like major weak points that the other team can exploit, and that they're constantly just in a good position to make a good 50 and just take away space constantly.
The big thing about this game is the consistency. If you're not consistent with the ball, you're not consistent with your hits, it's just over.
Yeah.
And that's part of the mental. If you don't have a good mental, your consistency can be thrown off because of it.
Absolutely. Yeah. All right. Well, I think we're going to get into the game soon here. But what we'd like to do is we're going to throw it to a quick commercial segment and then a quick break. And we'll be right back with round 1 of NACE National Playoffs.
Now more than ever, the world needs thinkers, doers, and problem solvers. At GVSU, we're committed to preparing students for whatever comes next. We provide the knowledge, skills, and experience you need to take advantage of a lifetime of opportunities. And the typical Grand Valley grad earns more than twice as much as a person with only a high school diploma. Be ready for whatever's next. Choose.
At Grand Valley, esports is for everybody. In 2021, we launched the Laker Esports Center, also known as the LEC, which is an inclusive, top-tier gaming facility that offers 23 high-end PC gaming stations and a handful of Nintendo Switches for use. The LEC is free to use for all students, faculty, and staff. Participants are welcome to bring their own gaming peripherals, your favorite mouse, headset, even your own Nintendo Switch, whatever you may need to game. Our esports program is a proud member of the Recreation and Wellness Department. Come join us for some casual or competitive gaming in titles such as Valorant, Fortnite.
That was a great save from Alpha. Right now we're seeing Grand Valley in a really awkward position with almost no boost. They're getting boost start heavy by Southern Miss right now, and that is what can lead to a goal here. See Relic with an awkward save, and Lumi's got another save. Grand Valley has a chance to shoot here. Now we are back on defense. Amazing air dribble from Lumi.
All right. Now I'm back, folks. Had to step away for a second, but we are back, and unfortunately, it must be bad luck.
Yep.
Because USM finally puts one in the net.
Yeah. What we were seeing here was just Southern Miss was being really consistent with their offense, and Grand Valley they were doing their best to defend it, and they were doing really well, but eventually it'll just get put in the net.
Sure. Let's see, still a 1-goal game here. Let's see if Relic can make a play. He does beat ZAF. Good opportunity here for Lumi. He keeps the pressure on there. Let's see if they can get a 50.
It's going to be a great opportunity for Grand Valley.
Yeah. Relic, that was a good chance. Let's see if we get the Psycho from Lumi. That's a nice touch on the Psycho there for the clear. It's a tough opportunity. There was some good opportunities there for Grand Valley, but unfortunately one touch that was a little too hard, and it just gave possession right back to USM.
We'll see if Lumi can get a clear here out to Relic, I think. Just misses the second double.
Decent shot from Alpha here. Let's see if Relic can get a good challenge. And that's a great 50
That
from
is a
Zath
great
on
50.
low boost. That was
And the
kind of like a game-saving play there.
Lumi was insanely
Yeah.
awkward there.
That's just tough. That was really smart by Astro, just to slow down the play, knowing you've got the lead, and at the same time, just faking the defender out and kind of securing this game one.
They just try to play it slow there. They didn't even really want to score it, I feel like. They were just trying to make the time go down. And that's what they did.
Absolutely. All right. So, honestly, a pretty solid defensive effort there from Grand Valley into game one. But I think what we're seeing there is, once again, just some missed opportunities, right? Getting some good control on the other end, but then just having one or two bad touches that are just a little too hard and getting a little too far away from the ball. And then USM, they've got strong players on their team. They're just going to take control of the ball and turn it the other way.
Grand Valley has had great defense right now, but their issue is they're trying to, they're not transferring from defense to offense as well as they should be right now to win this.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's their issue.
Yeah. So we'll see here. I mean, we've got a full series ahead of us. Obviously, dropping game one is not great.
Yep.
But I think we see there's potential there. I think there's been a lot of great neutral plays in the midfield. A lot of good 50s. But once again, we got to see a bit more fluid gameplay going into game two. And we are jumping right in to game two.
Lumi gets faked on the wall.
That was really good patience by Zach there. And the bump by Zach.
I think Alpha still gets it, yep.
He does still get it. And wow, that was really awkward.
Was
almost
really awkward.
disastrous there for Grand Valley. And this, wow, Zath is just playing otherworldly right now. That was great patience by Lumi there.
Great clear from Alpha. Turning into offense.
Oh, it's a good bump, just a little bit late there by Lumi, and a tough miss by Relic. Let's see if Alpha can get a good touch. See Grand Valley getting low on boost again here. We're going to need a strong play from Relic here. Good job calling that he had no boost there, so Alpha could take over.
I think Lumi's trying to pass to Relic.
Yeah, that was a good job of just kind of stalling it in the midfield and regaining control of your own side of your map, getting some boost. But we're getting low once again, and Zath just steals the corner boost again here.
Good 50 to Lumi. Except it's just back to Zath again.
A little bit of a triple commit there by USM. I think that'll be interesting to watch. You know, I think great goal by USM there, but I think that was definitely some overcommitting there, which could lead to some opportunities here for Grand Valley to score.
One of the things is it looks like we're getting destroyed, but with Rocket League, we're not at all. It's only 2 goals, where they could be thinking they're destroying us, and they could be making simple mistakes like this over and over again. And if they keep getting cocky, then we can score easily. Yeah,
absolutely. Well, that's a good touch.
That was a great shot.
But nice save there by Lumi. A little bit of a double commit there from Grand Valley, but a good clear. See if Alpha can
free
control
ball
this
for
ball.
Alpha here.
It's a good demo by Relic there. Unfortunately,
doesn't get
just
the ball.
rushes that play a little bit too much, but still some good pressure here from Grand Valley. Let's see if they can convert it into a good opportunity. Another good demo. We're starting to see a little bit of change in strategy here.
Looks like Grand Valley is actually putting on a lot better offense than last game.
The Alpha should be able to control this here. It's a little awkward wave dash landing.
Yeah.
And USM's just all over it in the midfield right now.
That's
and
dangerous.
That's tough. And there's the backboard, right? Just like we talked about.
And then Lumi was just awkward in the net.
Right.
Because there was no one on backboard to cover for him.
It's good placement by USM. That's really most of their goals this game have come down to just great placement and recognizing Grand Valley's defenders that are in an awkward spot and just putting it where they can't get to it. Good 50 there by Relic.
Great pass to Relic again by Lumi.
I would love to try to see Grand Valley try to slow it down a little bit more in the offensive zone, because what you're seeing here is really Grand Valley feeling like they're getting a little desperate and rushing some plays, using all of their boosts to rush those plays, and kind of just giving control over to Southern Miss. They're making it a little too easy on them.
It's a great kickoff right to Lumi.
And a good bump there as well.
Zach
I'm liking the
just beats
bumps
Alpha.
that we're seeing.
Great patience from Alpha, letting Lumi have the ball.
And this is the type of play that I think we need more of, is slowing it down. And we can see there, I mean, it almost results in a goal. A great fake by Lumi. Some good pressure in the corner here. A nice demo, and this should be a goal for Grand Valley, and they are officially on the board in this series. That last 20 seconds, I think, is exactly what Grand Valley needs to do for the rest of this series.
What happened was Zaf just got overzealous almost and went for a demo on, I think it was Lumi. Missed it, and we just got a demo from Alpha.
Absolutely. Ooh, and that was a great pass there, just off the net, and a good save by Southern Miss. We're seeing some good pressure here from Grand Valley. Let's see if Lume is able to control this. Zap, once again, he's been a playmaker this whole series. But that's a great touch by Relic, and then a great redirect by Lumi. USM's awkward here. Another triple commit. There should be some space here for Grand Valley, and Relic's up.
Grand Valley has tons of boost, but they're just on the backboard to clear it. So it goes right to Alpha.
This could be an important 50. That's a good 50 for Alpha. Let's see if Lumi's there. It is, but just a little too quick on that touch. Alpha just misses wide, but we're seeing some really, really good pressure from Grand Valley.
Pass to Lumi.
Oh, that is so close. Lumi going for some more bumps there. Can Relic put it home? No, we cannot.
Pinch by Lumi, or pinch by Alpha actually, to put us back on offense here.
Really close there. That was a great play by USM to cover the middle. Grand Valley's going to have to score another one quick here if they want to stay in this game.
Great pass to Alpha.
It's a great pass, just barely off the mark.
Really get the double.
Good pass. All right.
Great pass to Lumi.
That was an excellent pass, and we've got a one-goal game with 6 seconds left. Feeling like the last 2 minutes, we're watching a totally new game.
Grand Valley's starting to step up against them, and this is where it can come back, because now Southern Miss is starting to get worried.
Interesting, they go for the fake on the kickoff. Questionable, real dangerous strategy
really
there.
Dangerous.
It does end up working out for USM, and they take down game 2, 3-2. But I think we're starting to see a bit of a momentum shift in the series. Although Grand Valley's backs are against the wall, it's 2-0 to USM. The past 2 minutes look like a totally new Grand Valley team.
What we are seeing is the first game, we didn't have the momentum that we needed. First half of the second game, we started getting that momentum back, and then second half, we really started getting momentum.
Yes.
And our offense was good, and our defense was also really good, and that's what was playing into it.
Yeah. And I think it was a great display of how good offense can
Mhm.
really help your defense.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, it's really a game of resources, and when you're able to put on consistent pressure, make good plays on the ball in their zone, you're going to zap them of their resources, and you're going to alleviate that pressure from your own end as well.
Mhm.
So we're jumping right into Game 3 here. Let's see if Grand Valley can continue to capitalize off this momentum that they found in Game 2. Another
Great
good
from
demo
Relic,
there.
and that's a great shot from Alpha to be there. Great
That
positioning.
Is an excellent shot. A good touch from Relic, making it awkward there for USM. A great demo and a great placement by Alpha, just squeezing it between the two players of USM to put that one home. And we've got our first lead of the series here for Grand Valley. So
Yeah.
let's see if this can kind of change the momentum in this series. And if Grand Valley is able to hold on to this, that's going to be a
That
real
was a
dangerous
great
situation.
touch from Relic,
but
though.
that was an excellent touch from Relic. This would be another dangerous play from USM. It was a great job by Alpha recognizing the slow play and cutting that off early.
Yeah, and if we actually think about it, in the past like 4 minutes, we've scored actually 3 goals without them scoring any.
Absolutely.
Momentum that we're carrying right now is great.
Another demo, and then a great pass over to Lumi, just not able to put it home.
Relic.
And a great
the
shot by
great
Relic.
shot.
And we've got a whole new series, folks. Grand Valley's up 2-0, and we're seeing some real oppressive play
Yeah.
in USM zone.
We're actually seeing USM starting to panic, really. Grand Valley is just, we're just, what's the word? We're just going on them for that.
Absolutely.
We're not letting them have it.
And a tough touch there from Taco, and this is going to be a good opportunity for Grand Valley.
Great 50 from
Yeah,
Lumi.
and Lumi, I think, got the wave dash recovery there, too.
Passed it mid, but nobody was there to get it.
Good opportunity for Relic here. Not able to get that second touch, but still putting on some really good pressure. The slow play, we're consistently seeing this from USM. That's a real good touch from Relic to keep it out of the net. Let's see, though, if USM can make something happen, and that's a really
That
strong
is a
shot.
great shot.
And, you know, once again, we're that defensive positioning. We're seeing Lumi in the corner, Alpha a little up too far, and just nobody's
Yeah.
back in the net.
What it looked like was Lumi and Relic just both thought Alpha had it. And
Yeah.
he just got beat to it.
It's a good 50 there from Relic. This could be dangerous, though.
Ooh.
Zaf does miss, but Alpha has no boost.
Alpha's just awkward in the back.
That's tough. That is tough.
That is one thing I've been noticing is that USM's boost management has just been phenomenal so far.
Absolutely. So just like that, we're back at a
Mhm.
tied game just from two tough defensive mistakes. But let's see if Grand Valley can respond here. It's a tough kickoff there, but Lumi handles it well.
Great flick from Lumi.
Two solid flicks there. Let's see if Alpha can get the pinch, and just a tough pinch there. Relic does get beat by Zath, so we're going to have to see Grand Valley get back here, grab up their own boost, and make some good plays in their corner. Awkward touch by Zath, and Relic is putting on some pressure. USM covering the backboard, but slowly losing out on some of their boosts there. And that's a really, really good
Ooh.
50 from Relic with basically no boost.
And we hear that doink from the crossbar. That new sound added to Rocket League recently.
Yeah, it throws me off still every time I hear it. That's a
Great
great
shot
shot from
from Lumi.
Lumi. And he slots that into the right side of the net. Grand Valley takes the lead again.
Phenomenal placement from Lumi.
And what we're seeing, look at basically no boost
Yeah,
from USM.
I
right?
just said they
And-
had great boost management, but kind of
Yeah, but I think that was testament to Grand
Yeah.
Valley. They're taking some really good 50s in the USM corner. And eventually, you just have more space available on the map than they do, and you can grab up more boost.
yeah.
It's a good flick from Astro there. Strong challenge by Lumi.
Relic should be
Relic
able
with
to
a
beat here.
pre-jump. That's a really tough read, though. It hit the top ceiling,
Yeah.
top corner of the ceiling.
Just those corner reads, really, really, really hard to read.
Potential pass there from Relic. A little bit off with Lumi, but I like the idea.
Great fake from Lumi to get Relic the ball.
Man, that's a good save by Lumi. We're seeing this time and time again. That first touch for USM, they're consistently taking it slow, and it's really catching Grand Valley off.
The one good thing is they're both covering it. One's covering the slow touch and one's covering the fast touch.
Absolutely.
That's exactly what we needed.
Good touch there by Lumi while also grabbing the boost. Wow, I'm not sure how Relic even got to that ball.
Should be a free shot.
And
Yeah.
that's, once again, Grand Valley just finding ways to actually capitalize off of the mistakes of USM. We weren't seeing those balls go in the net in the first couple games, but Grand Valley's now got a 4-2 lead in Game 3, and they're looking to take their first game of the series.
And honestly, it looks like Grand Valley is playing fast enough where their USM's third man is just not able to get back in time right now.
Ooh, that's going to be a rough one. Kind of a kickoff goal,
Yeah.
right?
That's just a great first touch from him.
Yeah, that is. That's a tough read for Relic. But we still got a 1-goal lead here. And, you know, if we're going to keep seeing the offensive pressure that Grand Valley's putting on, I think they're still going to keep finding some success here. Maybe they'll find another goal. That's a great first touch from Lumi.
Great 50 as well.
Good touch from Alpha, but USM should have some space here. Grand Valley's going to have to make a play on the ball. It's a good save from Relic. Nice touch by Lumi. USM, though, once again, playing it slow, and they've got some space, and Astro's got a reset. It's a good touch from Lumi, but this is really dangerous for Grand Valley.
That's a great clear from Lumi.
Yeah, USM essentially fully commits that play, so Grand Valley's going to have some space. They're going to have to be careful here, though. They got to conserve their resources. They can't get caught. We're getting some good 50s in the midfield. I love this play from Relic going for the 50, but I would like to see Grand Valley just try to slow it down here a little bit.
Yeah,
That's going to be tough. Alpha gets demoed. Lumi has no boost. And Astro's in a position to score.
That's
USM
great
with the
play.
fake. Oh,
Ooh.
no.
0-second goal.
That's just a heartbreaker. Because, you know, you're in position. Defensively, you're in a great position. It is a great shot from Astro, and it's just tough. You know, Alpha just inches a little too far up on the backboard, and that save becomes so difficult so quickly.
And he just placed it perfectly behind him.
Well, let's see here if Grand Valley can still find a way to keep their composure and take down this game to force a Game 4. Oh, and that's a good shot from Alpha, but that's a double commit. Somehow Lumi gets back to it and has the wave dash recovery. Let's see if Relic can get a touch on this ball from Zath. This is going to be real dangerous, and that's an open net.
Yep.
Oh, man. Good games to Southern Miss. I think, you know, we saw Grand Valley get better every game of that series. And, you know, I think unfortunately what we saw is a lot of unfortunate 50s in the midfield that became real dangerous, real quick for Grand Valley. And then just some of those small defensive mistakes, whether it's, you know, a positioning mistake here or there, which caused some really tough saves, some really tough plays you have to make off the backboard, and you kind of just get stuck in the mud in your own end, and a good team like USM is going to capitalize off of that, and that's exactly what they did.
Yeah, USM was just capitalizing off everything. They were playing exceptionally well, too.
Yeah.
Especially with that subbing in today.
Absolutely. But I do want to once again highlight that, you know, that the tides really did start to turn in that Game 2. I mean, 2 minutes left in Game 2. Grand Valley's down 2-0. They haven't scored yet in the series. And then we have that one possession of 20 seconds is just dominating USM's end, taking some great slow 50s in the corner, and then results in a goal, and then quickly results in another goal. And although USM ended up taking that one down 3-2, it really changed the momentum of the whole series. And we saw that in Game 3. I mean, Grand Valley dominated all of Game 3 and started to do everything that we kind of talked about, but just fell short. Sometimes, you know, in the game of Rocket League, no matter how well you're playing, even if momentum's on your side, you can just have one game where you have some bad touches here and there, some small defensive mistakes, and when your backs are against the wall and you're down 0-2, that could result in the series just ending.
Yeah, I mean, there was USM. They were putting on the offense basically. They weren't. I think Grand Valley exceptionally better defense than USM, but USM's offense today was just phenomenal.
Yeah.
They were just capitalizing on every single one of Grand Valley's mistakes that we had today.
Yeah. Absolutely. And it kind of goes back. There was a lot of great wall plays from USM, whether it's backboard or the sidewalls. I feel like USM was consistently in those positions to kind of challenge those attacks from Grand Valley. And then Grand Valley kind of getting caught really on their attacking phase of, burning some first man or second man, burning some boost to get to that ball on the wall where USM's already there.
Yeah.
And USM, I think, did a great job of taking advantage of Grand Valley's attacks by having a really strong defensive positioning and then turning that into quick opportunities that Grand Valley wasn't ready for.
Yeah. I mean, USM, the way, I'm trying to think of how to explain this. The way USM basically, like whenever Grand Valley was double committing or anything like that, they would pounce on the ball, and it actually almost felt like sometimes whenever USM made a mistake, it always would go back to another USM player.
Yeah.
And that's just how they play today.
Absolutely. It's that really strong positioning, right? And I think when you're a team that can focus on those slow play first touches, then you can have a lot more confidence in your teammate to know, hey, my teammate is going to try to play this slow, and worst case, our first man's going to get a 50, right?
Yeah.
And it might be a slow 50. And because of that, if I'm the second man, I can have a lot more confidence where I can inch up closer to my teammate, knowing that, hey, they're going to take a slow 50 worst case, or they're going to make a good play on the ball and give me a chance to score. I think that trust and that confidence goes a long way.
Yeah.
And I think we saw early on Grand Valley struggled with that, of kind of just not keeping the ball close enough, kind of just tossing the ball in the other zone to relieve pressure. And that's why we saw Grand Valley really to struggle to put any goals on the board until basically 8 minutes into the entire match.
Yeah, and honestly, Grand Valley, they were playing really well at the end. Like the mistakes that they were making game one and partway through game two, they really fixed that. And that was what was happening that we saw in the second half and the third game.
Absolutely. So we're going to close it out. Let's jump right back to the bracket real quick because we want to shout out USM and Southern Miss and give credit to Southern Miss for playing a really strong game. And as we can see in the bottom left corner of the bracket here, so Southern Miss is taken down Grand Valley 3-0. So they are going to move on to round 2 in the NACE National Playoff brackets and move on to that qualification match. And they're going to play the winner of West Virginia and James Madison, which should be an interesting matchup. That's also, I believe, happening tonight. West Virginia, a real powerhouse Rocket League team for a couple years now. James Madison, a team that was actually in our conference. And I think either this semester or last semester they were in our conference, and I think they took us down. So, interesting that I think they're, a bit of a dark horse there as a 30 seed, as a team that I believe last time we played, took a win over us. So it'll be real interesting to see some of these matchups. We'll see if there's any other upsets that happen tonight. And obviously, congratulations to Grand Valley Rocket League. Obviously, it always sucks losing the nationals and knowing that your season is over. But at the same time, I think it was just really a great season where we basically had a brand new team come together. And as somebody that personally went on a lot of trips with them, I saw a lot of personal growth from each of those individuals on the team. And although it didn't, result in a win on the field today, I think we saw a lot of things that were night and day compared to the start of the season.
I think they improved, like, from when I played with them earlier this semester. They've definitely improved since then. That's for sure.
Absolutely. So shout out, congratulations again to Grand Valley Rocket League for a great season. It's a huge accomplishment to make the national playoffs in the first place. NACE Varsity Premier is a stacked division going up against a lot of other schools and programs that have a ton of resources.
Oh, yeah.
So shout out to Grand Valley Rocket League for kind of punching above their weight all season long. And super excited to kind of see how this team grows going into next year and kind of see what the team is going to look like going into next year because, we're losing Alpha and we're losing Lumi. And Relic is essentially going to be taking the torch moving forward. And I know we've already had a good amount of interest from some high school seniors that are doing some great things at the high school scene this past year, and we'll have to see. There's going to be some great competition for the team going into next year.
Yeah, I'm excited to see how our Grand Valley Rocket League continues from now on because Relic, this is his freshman year and he's already on Premier.
Yes.
I'm excited to see what he does.
For sure. All right, folks. Well, that's going to do it for today, and that's actually going to do it for the entire school year. So this is officially, unfortunately, our last stream of the year, but for anyone that's tuning in still, I just want to say thank you for watching and supporting the streams. This is our first full year of operating broadcast within our esports program and providing great coverage to our premier teams. We just had our fundraising stream a week or two ago, so it's been an awesome year. So thanks everyone that's tuned in and supported. We're still going to be uploading new episodes of the podcast. I believe that's going to be Mondays, Fridays at 12 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll still be uploading new episodes of the podcast kind of through the end of the school year here. So please stay tuned on YouTube. We'll have some more content coming out. And also, if you want to stay connected with Grand Valley Esports, follow us on our socials. But that's going to do it for the year. Thanks, Hunter, for jumping on. It was a lot of fun today. And thanks again, everyone, for watching. And we'll see you again next year.